aboard and welcome to GoddeSShips. Hi, everybody. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. And we hope you return soon. I am Keely, the Soul Snatching Goddess.
And I am Melinda, the FACKTgoddess. F.A.C.K.T. We want to thank you for joining. Oh.
I always mess that up, right? Carry on. I'm sorry. Always mess that up. Go ahead.
We want to thank you for joining tonight. We want you to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast and bang on the notification bell so you'll be one of the first to know when a new episode is available.
Hello, world. I'm FloydGod.
That's it. Nothing else. You don't want to say nothing else?
That's it today.
That's it today. Hello, world.
Hello, world. I'll holler at you. We here. Pray for my city. We here.
Ooh, your city is never gonna be left out. Okay, never.
It's orchestrated chaos. It's orchestrated chaos. It ain't all our people.
Oh, Lord. Well, tonight's episode is what has COVID or Corona, COVID-19, or the pandemic done for you? So, as we all know, this pandemic began back in 2020? Yeah. Shut down around March. Oh, let me turn my fan off, y'all.
Technically, it was November 2019, but I'll digress.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about that, right?
Right.
Technically, yes.
Right.
Because it does say when you look it up, 2019.
Yeah.
Come on.
People get popped up early in September, actually, but I digress again.
Well, I ain't gonna say nothing about none of that. I'm just gonna fan myself. But we shut down around March 2020. And with things about to start opening officially, a lot of states back up as of tomorrow for some states like California, and I think a lot of stuff out west is opening as of the 15th, officially opening up. So we just want to do an episode about what it's done for you. So I guess I'll get started to kind of give an idea. Oh, we do shirt cam. Shirt cam. I'll start off. Let me dig myself up. Hold on.
Okay. I'm on my bed tonight, so I gotta readjust so I can stand up.
Oh, you want me to big you up first? I'll big you up first. Standing up. No, you standing up, girl. Go.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, we can see.
In the shades, it says and our hair is made up of all of our great African American heroes and sheroes.
Yes.
And color purple.
Her favorite is purple, y'all. Can't nobody else wear purple in the game.
No, you can't.
It's off limits. It's off limits. That's my face, Floyd. That's my face, Floyd. Can't nobody else wear purple but her.
That's right. Find your own favorite color and stick to it.
It ain't gotta be a favorite color,
Don't
but
you like
can it
blue?
be?
Wear blue. Blue is close to purple.
Can it be in our rainbow though?
Mm-mm. Anyway, show your shirt.
So for my shirt, I have worn this shirt before, but I feel like it needs to be set up. You can't win the game if you don't know the rules. Checkmate. And I wore this shirt because I conducted a bit of business with my mother last week in terms of my boys and trying to establish them in being generational wealth builders and financially stable at a young age, so they ain't got to struggle, so that they have the advantages of what money brings and being able to pass that knowledge along and wealth. So, it's a learning phase going from one generation to the other. But once you learn it, you can pass it on, and that's how you build generational wealth.
Break them generational curses.
Yes, all day. Because I was just talking to somebody's mother the other day, and she was like, that she's not leaving her kids anything when she goes. And I was like, wow, really? You ain't leaving them nothing? And, for a lot of people, that's their thought process. They ain't gonna leave them nothing. They like, fend for yourself. And, the world hard enough. Want to make it a little easy, if I can.
I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think if a lot of people had something, they wouldn't have a problem with leaving something.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh. Yes. You better speak it.
So,
Speak it.
That's just how I feel about that. Because I don't know too many real parents in this world that, have something and wouldn't want their children to have it. Unless their children just ain't shit. And even then, they leave them something. So, I don't know. Like I said.
Yeah.
I was here, Lord. I don't know.
All right.
Shirts on. I ain't got no shirt. Y'all taco me?
Go on, hit them one time.
No, I just got on a regular shirt, this shirt by Nautica, and I got on your regular Walmart jogging pants. I am not highfalutin today.
Are they gray?
Unfortunately, they are.
Oh, he great.
Go ahead and show your shirt then. Go ahead and show your shirt then. Now stand up.
Y'all said this was a family show.
It is. Family after dark.
Wow.
Oh. So in terms of what COVID has done for me, I had a Corona relationship.
Now, COVID ship, whatever you want to call it. As long as there wasn't no COVID baby born from that motherfucker, I'm all right. Girl, you good. Like I said, anyway.
It's not, because all this is just for practice, baby. Just for practice.
So yeah, say Corona.
Of course, we started this wonderful podcast because we were at home not doing anything and talking about stuff. Why your face like that, F.A.C.K.Goddess?
Oh, no reason.
Oh, okay. I know that I attended a couple of COVID parties. So we did like some sipping paints, and they were virtual. And then in the midst of all of that, I also became my own painter. So I started doing my own little painting. And I got pretty all right, because I think my shit is cute. Can't nobody tell me it ain't. Let's see. I gained some weight and got out of shape more than I wanted to be. Not that I was in like tip-top shape to begin with, but the shit didn't help sitting at home. I had my first fully remote job position working from home, which I like and I'm okay with. I think they should keep that up and going. I learned how to do my hair, because I would have never done this had I not been sitting at home trying some shit. Still don't know what I'm gonna do with it up under this, but I did this. and that's all right. What else did COVID do for me? Oh, it gave me a lot of reflection time. For me to figure out, because with being widowed, trying to figure out if I'm a date, if I want to date, what I want, what I'm gonna work on in the midst of possibly not dating or not being with nobody at all. I don't know. The night is still young. We'll figure it out.
Night is still young.
Let's see what else. Oh, and I started doing like little projects. So I made myself a bar. And so I took a bookshelf and I painted it with my stuff on the sides. They had my wine glasses and shots and drink up and my bottles, because I'm a bottle whore. And if you don't know what that means, if a bottle is really pretty or has a design, like I have a trumpet and I got a fire extinguisher and I have the shape of a male torso. So like I'm a bottle whore. So if you have a cute bottle and you want to send it to me, let me. Huh? Oh I got something else coming too. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that's about it. I think
something's going on with your connection.
Again?
Like your voice was separated from your lips.
Wow. So I learned to be a Chinese ninja movie artist where you going like this and it's going like this. Congratulations. Okay. Oh, yes. And I was sitting at home and so bored, I put in to be on The Circle, which is a show on Netflix that I would have never put in to do on any other day. But I did that. So my audition tape is in. People of The Circle, the casting folks, if y'all want me, call me. I'm ready. Well, that's it. And you know he's going to say ladies first, so Melinda, go ahead.
Just being a gentleman.
When did you say it started?
Technically 2019. But we shut down in March of 2020.
Okay, so we did the COVID shutdown. That was my first time working from home. Because for a year, we ended up working from home remotely 3 days out of the week and going to the office 2 days. So it got to the point where I pretty much didn't want to go back to the office, but we went back in April. I also had I call it a COVID ship, Corona ship, COVID ship, whichever one you want to choose. And it was it was layered. And it was like I guess full of surprises. Because it was so when COVID first shut down and like all businesses and everything were shut down, he and I talked like every day, all day, and got to know each other really quick, I guess you could say, based on that. What might take weeks or a month was taking like a few days because the conversations were so detailed and so thorough. So I would say there was a quick attraction based on the quick conversations. and I probably mentioned it before that I'm a sapiosexual, so I'm attracted to intelligence and intellect. So, I mean, the conversations were endless. But then about a month later, when they started opening the doors back up to certain places like restaurants and stuff like that, I think it was a month later. Um, it was like the temperature changed or started changing. And that's why now I can say that I feel like it was a COVID ship because it was completely different when the doors and the world was shut. Then when it started opening back up, there was like this new person that I didn't recognize. And so, okay, I like the movie Grease, right? And so the situation reminds me of the plot in Greece where she met him in the summertime and it was just them on the beach. If you're familiar with that movie. But then when high school started back up and there were more people in the environment and schedules changed and that type of thing, he was a totally different person. And she's like, she's talking about him to other people and they like, who are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So like literally it reminds me of that because here a year later, we're not talking anymore. Like literally this past weekend, we had like this major disagreement and we stopped talking.
So did you call him and ask him? Did you call him and say, you better shave apple? Ooh, ooh. No.
And I'm Sandra D, the beauty school dropout.
Beauty school dropouts.
No, but he told me that I needed to tighten up.
That's one of my statements. Tighten up.
Yeah.
Things have gone awry. Okay.
It went way awry to the point I was like, I'm still surprised that it went in the direction that it went in because I feel like any differences we had earlier, it wasn't such a major blow up about it. So yeah, I'm kind of, you get connected. There was some bonding of the bodies.
Some coitus. Coitus.
So that always changes the temperature. But anyway, that was like literally that happened through like I said, coming out of that first month into the world opening up, just gradually things changed over time throughout the rest of the year period that we were acquainted with one another. And so yeah, that was the COVID ship. And then unfortunately I lost my best friend, my other best friend, the beginning of April. We did a couple of shows on it. That was life changing. And even right now, it still feels surreal. Like I'm in the process of transitioning from Georgia to where she was staying to take care of my godson. And I still feel like she's not gone. Like it doesn't, I don't know when I will, I guess, be able to deal or cope or however you want to define it, but it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. Um, and I guess since April, I've been trying to fight to. Uh, I think about we named this show GoddeSShips because we say all life is based on ships. Life is lived on ships, meaning all types of different connections or relationships. So I'm thinking about the connection with the schools. I'm with the school that my godson attends, and I'm just like, I'm going through all, like I'm thinking of courtship as far as going through the court system trying to get an official order. I'm thinking of schoolship because I'm fighting with them just to be named as his guardian for the sake of like emergency and other things with the school. Business ship because all of the businesses involved, the banks, the mortgage company, the life insurance company, the cell phone company. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody is like, oh, I'm sorry she's dead, but you're not official, so we're not going to talk to you. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm the one paying the bill, so you might want to say something. So that's been a real life experience since April because when you get put in different positions, you definitely have your eyes wide open and you can see it from a different vantage point. Because I would have never thought that people have to go through this for lack of a will. So my message to the people watching is no matter how small or big you feel like your I don't know, personal items, your financials that you feel they are, you should do a will if there's anything at all to leave to anybody. Because if you don't do a will, it's going to be chaotic for the people that are still living when you're gone. Because your verbal agreements, other types of written agreements that aren't solidified through the court system or through an attorney, they don't pay attention to. And you can talk till you blue in the face. And then there's the different hierarchies that occur because I was just Keya's best friend. So I had to get permission from her sister. I had to get permission from my godson's father just to make any type of moves. And then the court system was like, we have to make sure there ain't even like a second, third, or fourth cousin that want them. You know what I'm saying? It just gets real red tape-ish if you don't have your ducks in a row when it comes to that type of thing. So that was also what COVID did for me, is open up my eyes to the legalities of things when somebody passes.
Legal ships. Legal ships.
Right, legal ships. Absolutely. And then after that, and that was early April, not even a month, well, about a month later, my sister had an experience. We didn't know what was going on at first. And it was looking real dire because we didn't know what was going on with her health wise. But basically we ended up finding out that she had a rare blood disorder, and she was able to get to a facility that was able to help her and nurse her back to health. So she's still in her recovery process, but she's batting 1,000 in comparison to what she was at the beginning of May. So I thank God for that. The Most High was doing his thing. And other than that, I resigned from my position with child support so that I can make this transition to Maryland. And I already have a job. I mean, not trying to be funny, but getting employment isn't hard for me. It's just I have to find a good fit for Dwayne's schedule because I need to be accessible if they need me. So I really need something that's remote, or with the school system even possibly, because it will kind of be aligned with his schedule. Like, for example, with the holidays, I would be out the same holidays he would. So I wouldn't have to worry about his care and somebody monitoring him while I'm at work, because we will both be off at the same time. So different type of school positions would definitely fit the bill, but it's just sometimes schools don't pay. So that's, it can be a catch-22 depending.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say that sums up my COVID experience.
And we got some viewers, so if y'all want to comment, we are watching the comments. Say something. Okay, go ahead, FloydGod. Or are you finished? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was done.
Okay.
My Rona experience was not. It was kind of less than ideal. Started out learning some things about people that I cared about that were less than ideal because when the Rona shut a lot of things down and you're around people more often than you would be when you're not in the world, there are things about people that come out that you learn, even with yourself, you know, and things may not necessarily gel well. I had a altercation with somebody I cared about, which caused me to have a health issue, and it ended up I was dead for 7 minutes. So you can figure out what you want to figure out from that. You know what I mean? I had to be brought back. So go figure, right? 7 days after that, on Father's Day, as my 2 sons and I were planning with my brother, my only brother, and my nephew, we were planning to have a Father's Day get together. My last name is Sumpal. It looked like Sample, whatever, but we were having like a big reunion. And on Father's Day, my brother died, and I couldn't grieve because of the health condition I was under 7 days prior. Right, today is actually makes a year that everything happened with me, so it's been kind of a rough day today. So I lost my brother, and I'm still grieving that because, you know, that was my best friend. And then speaking to what you said, FACKTgoddess, about legal ships, you know, you find out a lot about people when somebody passed away.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was married. He had 2 children. He got 3 altogether, but he had 2 with this particular individual. I don't care what nobody say, you know, it came out that she really wasn't, you know, dealing with dude, but yet she got all of the benefits of his passing away. You know, him and I had plans to buy a building so that I could recover and heal, and he could heal emotionally and mentally. Those things didn't happen. So I'm still dealing with that. The anniversary coming up on the 21st. He died Father's Day last year, but this year it don't fall on the 21st. That's also my son's birthday, my oldest son, Lil Floyd. So shout out to Lil Floyd. I don't know if he's watching or if he's at work. He'll be 23, you know. So it's been kind of tough on him too. And then, shit, my mom got sick. Like, and that's the reason, you know, well, that's not all the reasons that I'm in Georgia, but it's one of the reasons I ended up moving to Georgia, amongst a lot of other things that happened. So that transition being here, Lord have mercy. And just learning a lot about myself, learning a lot about life, understanding what death is, meeting new people. For the most part, I can say Rona been tough for your boy. You know, that's all I really can say about it without really, you know, I'm trying to be smooth. So I don't really want to say too much, but Rona took my best friend, which was my brother, you know, and it also opened my eyes to things. It caused me some emotional pain too, you know, but this Rona shit was tough, man. And that's it, you know, but in the words of my brother, he said, you live one way, you keep it moving, and you finish the business. So You know, I hope that I'm not a Muslim, but I hope Allah is pleased with his life because he was a devout Muslim. And I miss him terribly. I miss him dearly. And that's really it. You know, that's it. That's it.
You made me think of something. I started talking about I had like fast forwarded to when my best friend passed, but a couple months before that, well, actually, it started in December of 2020. My whole family in Indiana where I'm from had COVID, except for two, like my immediate family, except for two members who were children. And my mother ended up hospitalized, and she was in there for a few weeks. And again, with her for a minute, it was dire. It was illusions. It was November. Okay. Oh yeah, because I don't think she was out for Thanksgiving. Okay, yeah. I'm getting confused. But anyway, I had fast forward to the end of COVID, and I forgot all about that situation because, like, literally, probably the past 6 months, I have been flying in and out of Georgia for different family members. Either it's been tragic or it's been dire, and all I can do is keep praying and putting one foot in front of the other. Like, I haven't really even had time to stop and think about everything that's happened because I'm like, as soon as I think it's over, it's something else. And I would say this month, or probably maybe starting in May, was the first time that on the weekend I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I've been moving and shaking for so long. I need to just let my body rest. So it wasn't, it definitely wasn't very kind, but I just tried to stay above the, I guess, try to stay above the darkness of it all. And not get sucked into it to the point that I destroy myself. One thing is another thing as I think about it, it seemed like COVID catapulted death, like just extreme death, just extreme measures of death. Everybody that I talked to lost a loved one. And then it might be a couple of extended family members that they lost. And sometimes it wasn't even because of COVID or related to COVID, but it just seemed like when COVID hit, death hit. It's like every day somebody was dying, whether it be from the hometown or where I am or in the family. And it's like, it's still going on. I feel like it's kind of slowed up a bit, but for a minute I was like, Lord have mercy, what's the message? What are we supposed to be getting out of this? Because people are dropping like flies. Young people, old people, it didn't matter. And this is outside of all of the, police issues. You know what I'm saying? And killing ourselves issues as far as that type of violence. I'm just talking about like natural deaths and just family deaths. It got real heavy. And I felt like everybody was saying, I'm going to pray for you because they know somebody or somebody's who lost somebody during that dark time.
Yeah. I lost a lot of homies to COVID back home. A few of my family members caught COVID, but I'm thankful that they made it through. I lost a few of my friends to COVID, and that, I will say, that made me really go hard on my health because I have my own personal feelings about vaccinations, non-vaccinations, the COVID-19 situation in general. The fact that they made a vaccine within a year, but they can't cure AIDS and cancer, but that's another conversation. So it made me go harder with my health. And I'll say that the people that I've lost, it made me really want to live one way, like cherish certain moments, you know, because you don't know when those things go in. Yeah, like that's really it. I'll say that. So to all the people who lost loved ones, you know, God bless you. You know, whoever your supreme being that you believe in, the soul controller, may they bless you and your family and continue health to all people. You know, that's, you know, so yeah.
Agreed. Second that.
Yeah.
And then also I was thinking just how, because like our family, well, for me, our family here, we do stuff with each other. So like when holidays happen, birthdays, things of that sort, when COVID was going on, because my mother, my father, and my sister all had COVID like right at the same time. And true, Tanika, true.
Absolutely. Period.
Yes. And so like when those holidays were coming and you can't celebrate the same way or fellowship with your family like you used to, that makes a difference. It takes a toll on you of just being in the house and feeling disconnected from stuff, especially when you're used to it. And so like my mom turned 73 2 days ago. So she was saying, because she still is in a, even though stuff is opening up, she like, I ain't going out in it. I don't trust it. I don't want it. They
That's
can
how
keep
my
it.
is too.
Yeah. So even though she wanted to celebrate, she didn't want to celebrate. So it was kind of like, yeah, come over. I barbecued a little something, get you a plate, tell me happy birthday, say a little cheers, and go on about your business type thing. But you know, I'm glad she was able to enjoy herself. But it, you know, as people like older people in your family, your parents, as they get up in age, you can't do that stuff with them. Then you start missing stuff because you don't, you know, you never know. Even for me, you don't never know. Like whoever, because you don't know when you're gonna be here, when you're not. So that's why I'm very avid on taking pictures, very avid on video recording people. So, you know, it's just like I try to do as much as I can. She said that was the hardest part because family is everything, and not being able to be around it really sucks. Yes.
Should they doing these vaccines? I still wear masks. Like they opening the world up because of that money, you know, and they want people to go back. Like, I mean, I ain't trying to go get, you know, extra, but Corona showed the world that majority of these people out here working are not working on a living wage. And this government is trying to push people back into positions, making money that they cannot sustain their families and themselves on. This is a big money pit and a money grab. And it's unfortunate, you know, the people just out here now, like, you know, it's crazy. So
yeah, I went to Charleston, South Carolina last weekend because my sister Simone Baldwin, shout out to Simone Baldwin Productions on the wonderful production we had. But anyway, she was doing her own God inspired web series, and it was in a hotel, so the crew stayed in the hotel where she was shooting the series. And it was one of those hotels that still did the hot breakfast, more so hot breakfast than continental in the morning. And these people was walking around and they would look at us that had on masks and be like, oh, I got vaccinated. Okay, that's not no cure-all. And people that get vaccinated can still get COVID. Like, so that statement just doesn't even make
sense.
Just
said it.
Yeah, like that don't even make sense to me for you to say I got vaccinated because you can still get COVID. So I don't care about the likelihood being greater that you won't and all the other stuff that they say. I was done once I heard what's his name? Dr.
F.A.C.K.T.
Yeah,
F.A.C.K.T.
him. When I heard him say he was on LL Cool J's Sirius XM station.
He was?
It was him and another doctor and somebody else. And they were candidly asking him questions. So one of the people said, so if you get the vaccination, how often do you have to get, you know, another shot or blah, blah, blah at the first 2? He said, we're looking at 6 to 8 months. So I get it. I get these 2 shots. And then you telling me 6 to 8 months later, I got to get a booster shot. I'm not going. So all of them people that's in between in their 6 to 8 months that think because you fully vaccinated, you are walking around here like superheroes. You need to keep your mask on before you get it. And then you're going to be mad because you went through them 2 shots and still got it.
Man, that goof ass thing been going on all these black shows and everywhere else trying to pump that vaccine BS. Look up Dr. Fauci during the AIDS epidemic and y'all tell me what y'all see then. Okay? That mind there, man. Hey, look. Oh my God, man. Just
I'm not with it.
Me
I
either.
mean, he was on his particular show though because he asked him to be, and he told him we want candid answers. We don't want no commercials. Say what you think you should say. So it was really that was the first time I even listened to him talk because that line of questioning and answers was real. All that other stuff he doing, he was saying stuff on there he don't even say on TV because they was at him. They was at him and they wanted real live answers.
I don't trust none of it. I'm gonna take care of myself and try to be mindful of others because I see people now. You got people, I don't trust the vaccine stuff. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? People have their opinion. I don't knock nobody if they get vaccinated, if they don't get vaccinated. I'm just saying I ain't going. I ain't going. I can't. I just can't. I can't.
We have a question, y'all. Have any of you had the virus when it hit hard?
Oh,
I didn't, but my mother did. Like I said, my whole family did, except for 2 people back in Indiana. So what I was getting ready to piggyback what Floyd was saying, I was going to piggyback what he was saying about he doesn't knock it. So kind of answer your question, no, it didn't hit me. So I know that my experience and my opinion is going to be completely different than someone that actually had it and nearly died. I'm clear on that. So like what Floyd said, I'm absolutely not knocking anybody that has taken it because my mother has taken it and her sisters have taken it. One of her sisters did end up getting it as well, and the other one didn't, but she still took it because of her being of age. But just for me, I feel like I already have enough health ailments, and if that can trigger something else, I'm cool with still taking the initial precautions they said you need to take to prevent from getting it before they came up with the vaccination. And I will also say this, when that happened with my sister, she had just gotten her 2nd shot and the doctor said they couldn't say with 100% surety that it didn't ignite it or set it off. So that's why I say with me already having pre-existing issues, I'm good. If God continues to bless me, I get. Now one thing I do is get COVID checked regularly. I know my doctor probably like, why you getting tested for COVID again? I'm like, anytime I go out in the world and there's too many people, I go get tested. Yeah. So I definitely get that. It's what I was going to say is FloydGod. I feel like COVID is now like the conversation of COVID is now like religion and politics.
course.
Like you can't tell people how to feel about it, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't knock people's opinion about it either way that it goes.
True.
So,
and I agree. I agree. I that's why I said if you choose, people choose to vaccinate or not, that's your business. I understand people have had different experiences. I thank God that I haven't been affected by COVID, right? But I can't get COVID. You dig what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't watch people get the vaccine and they was looking like Flavor Flav around this motherfucker. So you know what I'm saying? I also seen people who took the vaccine and didn't have any effects. So for me, to each his own. But I think people need to really look beyond what government affiliates are saying, and we need to. And this gonna be kind of crazy. You know, people gonna say something, but I think people need to start doing research outside of internet and go back to the old school. Go look and read some books around here because it's called the World Wide Web. For a reason. Don't get caught up. And we are in the world where they control the information because now you're not getting weekly updates on the numbers anymore. Why is that? Because they want to open things up for this economy. We have to be more aware and we have to be more health conscious, especially within our communities. And that's just what it is, whether you believe in it or not. So, you know.
Absolutely.
I agree. I can say I'm so blessed to say that I have not caught COVID, even with the people around me having COVID, as far as my parents and everything. So I mean, but I also have taken as many precautions as I possibly could to protect myself.
Tanika said thing ain't real on the web.
Oh yeah, we know Ray Charles even see that. That's real.
So it's like, I mean, like y'all said, everything ain't for everybody. Everybody has their own opinion about it. And it's the same as like when people talk about the flu shot. You either get the flu shot or you don't. You believe in it or you don't. It's the same thing. And so it's just like, for me, my thing is at this particular stage, this vaccination is still technically in experimental phase because they don't know everything. Like it's so many things that you can't give. It's not a one medication fixes everything for everybody. So now you're giving me this one vaccination for the world and it's supposed to fix everybody. And everybody's body composition is different. They react differently to different medications. And there's no way that you could tell me that y'all tested all of the different variables and now we got this one that's going to boom cure you. No, like I can't me personally just say, okay, I'm going to put that into my body if I don't have to. Now there's people who they can't go to work because they tell them either you take it or you don't. Now that's a different situation because some people will be like, I'll just resign and say fuck it and find another job. And some people are like, I need my money and my job to sustain life. And it's really sad. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't have to, so I'm not, thank God. And also I look at just the term. This is a virus, and the virus is the same as a cold. It's a virus. There's no cure for the common cold because viruses mutate, and the only thing that they can do is treat the symptoms. And so you telling me that this is a cure is not it. Like I can't fall for that. Like I'm sorry. Like go and look up the definition of a virus. It mutates, which is why we have these different strains that are coming from other places now that they're still making and adapting the vaccine to. So if I don't have to, I won't.
Look, they got HIV and AIDS out here. They ain't got no cure for, right?
Because it's a virus.
They got HPV where they had different vaccinations for different strains, right? But they still tell you, right, that it's not that you won't necessarily get popped off for that. They ain't cured no cancer, but we just had like a super flu, because that's what Corona reminded me of, a deadly ass flu. So we done had this coronavirus, and in 1 year, y'all done came up with 3 or 4 different vaccinations for people, and y'all pushing everybody to get it. Something ain't right. Like Keith Sweat say, something just ain't right. You know, something ain't right. So I just no, and y'all throwing this money in people's faces and stuff. Like the elders,
they giving weed out. They giving weed to go get the shot.
That's what I'm saying. The elders always said, yeah, it's called joints for jabs. It's called joints for jabs.
Yes, joints for jabs.
If you get the shot, giving you a J.
I thought that was a joke.
No. The elders have always. It's I don't know exactly. It's maybe certain hospitals. I just saw it. You can look up joints for jabs.
I mean, is that nationwide or certain states?
No,
just certain states.
No, just look when you get a chance. Look up joints for jabs. But like the elders,
that was a joke.
No, the elders always said, pay attention and stop watching their televised to your vision programming. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. You know, I'm just telling you, joints for jabs.
It's in Washington. Their dispensaries are joints for jabs for vaccines.
Joints for jabs.
But they say it's falling flat. Because what the hell?
Look,
if I smoke, I can get my own weed. I don't need you to jab me for that.
I don't know if nobody on here or in the audience know how to play chess or familiar with the game of chess. But in the game of chess, you have to think 5, sometimes 10 moves ahead of your opponent. Right. You must understand strategies and how people move and how they think. This government has done that for decades. Weed becomes legal. We got joints for jabs. We got I could go there, but I ain't gonna go all the way there. I'm just saying they throwing money at us. The dollar, the American dollar, is dwindling away in terms of value. There's a bigger picture here that people need to pay attention to, you know. So
what's up?
I don't know what's up, family.
I know. Yeah, but it's real. It's getting deep. It's getting deep. It's getting deep.
I just think it's kind of like when the rhetoric that people were talking when Orange is the New Dumbass got elected, right? People were like, Black people need to mobilize. They need to create their own systems and things like that. I think in this time right here, if you can't do it on a nationwide or a global scale, at least start with your own family or your friends and loved ones and create some type of circle of healthiness, knowledge, self-defense. Like, these things are important. We need to have guns. We need to know how to defend ourselves. We need to know how to eat healthy. We need to create stronger family structures, because there's something going on in this country that is going to be detrimental to our people and others. Now, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know I'm a brother, so I'm speaking for me and mine. So I'm just saying, we got to wake up or whatever. We got to figure this out and make some real moves. So that's, that's that.
There you go.
Yeah, that too. Some of these folks, they need to wash a whole lot.
Wash hands. The wash hands is the emoji. Did y'all see that? It said wash hands, wash hands, wash hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was just saying, can you see the emoji?
No.
They got a wash your hands
emoji, like clapping.
Oh. Yeah.
They need to make this emoji a wash your hands emoji.
Oh, no, she is washing her hands. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I got it playing. I got the podcast playing on my phone too. But anyway, it is the wash. It's the wash hands emoji.
Wow.
But it's just funny because I saw wash hands, wash hands, wash hands.
Right. Right on to Nick Scott. I'm with you. I'm with you. Wash your hands, wash your hands.
Oh, wash your hands of the government. I got it.
Oh, shit. I've been washing my hands of the government for government meaning control your mind. I've been done with that. Shoot, the hell with them. I didn't. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go on back up. I didn't vote for some of them folk the people voted for. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm talking about back in the day and now. I'm cool. So you know.
Does that mean you don't vote? I need clarity.
No, I vote, but
okay.
my what's the word I'm looking for?
Because I got my roots shirt on.
No. I look more at like state and local level elections because I think those impact people more so than that federale shit. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but that's true though. That ain't,
yeah.
I mean, your opinion, but it's also facts. Like,
yeah, I just focus more on
that when you vote for the president, that's the end all. No, it's what you do before that. You got to go to the ground level all the way down to the mayor and council people. And what do they call
and judges? And the judges.
What do they call that in Chicago? It's a position in Chicago that we don't have in Indiana. When I learned that,
Alderman.
Is that what's that parade y'all have? Is he a position?
Who?
Buck somebody. Buck.
Say you said the Bud Billiken parade?
Yeah, who was he?
I don't remember who Bud Billiken was. If Bud Billiken was a person, I don't know.
But I think alderman is it. That was the first time I had heard.
Alderman is the person the alderman for us in Chicago. They kind of over like the different wards, areas, and
right.
Yeah, and then they come together and we get with the mayor and go from there. And you have issues in our city. We have issues with our aldermen because I don't know if they still call it this now, but they had something that was called TIF dollars. And those dollars would be allocated to the different wards for the aldermen to use to beautify and help the neighborhoods. And sometimes those aldermen take those funds and the shit goes awry. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I think I heard that term also for New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have aldermen.
Cities that have wards and that.
Bud Billiken is a fictional character.
I figured.
Shout out. Listen,
they cutting down the parade and they expanding another parade, but I digress.
What?
And he was featured in the paper as a youth advice column person, but he was
like a Chicago Defender and stuff.
Yeah. So he's fictional.
Yeah, they cutting the Bud Billiken parade down to like 4 blocks.
Yes. Yeah, I knew aldermen were community. Yeah, that's why I was naming it Tanika, because I knew that was on the community level.
Yeah.
And people don't get into voting at that level and then expect everything to change when they vote for the president.
Right. See, I care more about like my neighborhood, like my area, you know what I'm saying? So what Tanika Scott live in Chicago?
No, she lives in Belleville.
Oh, okay, right on. I was like, shit, okay then. I know that's right. I know where them dollars at. Where them dollars at?
Ooh, you was about to get a whole shout out to niggas Scott because you know he is about this.
I got geeked up like a D for L song.
We saw you. You was doing your arms and
everything. Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, but I didn't. I remember when I was cutting hair in Chicago, I got into big arguments with people during the Obama years because they was like, "You gonna vote for Obama? He a brother," and I was like, "I'm not voting for that nigga." You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't. I wasn't voting for nobody because he was black. Like, that's ridiculous.
Why not? That's crazy. White people do it all the time.
I understand that, but that just wasn't. Okay, well, let me just make a confession too. There was a time in my life where I was a Republican, but I'm not anymore. But that's not the reason I didn't vote for Obama.
Black people started off as a Republican.
Exactly. But
that part don't matter. But to hear a brother say he wouldn't vote for another brother just is disheartening.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Because what can he do any worse than the first 43 white people?
I'm not saying he did or didn't. I'm just saying that there were certain things that I didn't agree with propagated me not to vote for him. That's all I'm saying.
So you voted for?
I didn't say that.
Oh, listen, I need clarification, honey.
Well, you can get clarification after the show.
You publicly said you didn't vote for Obama.
I didn't vote for him, but I didn't vote for the other one either.
So that was the year you didn't vote.
I didn't vote. I voted at state and local levels. I did not vote for the presidency.
That is so disheartening. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm sorry. It's unfortunate, but I didn't. I didn't. We all have our own.
I mean,
hey, some people voted for what's that girl name? Kamala Harris, just because she went to Howard or because she was a sister.
As they should. As they should.
Some people don't even look at her as a sister, and they just look at what her policies are and they choose to disagree. Politics is just about what you agree with and what you don't agree with. So what benefits you? I know some caucus
sounds good, but when a first black anything is running, I don't understand why black people wouldn't be behind them.
Well, that's okay, and that's your opinion. But I just like, I know plenty of Caucasoids who have said, well, they voted. I didn't understand why they voted for Orange is the New Dumbass. And their conversation was, well, there were certain policies that he had that benefited me. Okay, well, that's your opinion. That's your vote. I can't knock you for what you vote. My personal opinion is something else. But I can't knock nobody for who they vote for or whatever, It's just what it is.
But the white vote is completely different than the black vote. We talking about the black.
I understand. I'm just making a point. That's it. I'm not going to argue about politics. We all have our opinions. We all have our votes.
Politics at this point. I'm talking about black and white.
I hear you.
Do y'all see the comment in the bottom?
I see what you said.
For everybody black in my Issa voice.
Right on, speaker.
Right on then. Right on. I root for everybody black too, but I ain't got to vote for
them. Well, what I do want to, at some point for us, go ahead.
Outside of politics, this is my opinion. I think the reason why we as a collective, we black people as a collective, will never reach a point where we stand strong like they used to back in the day, because our morals and values have changed drastically from how they were with our ancestors, because they were about us regardless. And I'm not knocking Floyd's opinion at all, so I don't want anybody to think that's watching this. Anybody that knows me knows I'm strong about our people. But so my personal opinion is we won't make it, because we are always giving everybody else a chance but ourselves. And it don't matter if it's politics or going to the local black grocery store. We are our worst critic. We are our worst enemy. And the difference between us and other races, they are that same way. But when it comes to them standing up against other races, they come together regardless. And we don't do that.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't think that particular presidency was standing up for black people. That's just my opinion. So, but I mean, he couldn't.
He's black in America.
I guess
he did what he could. He did what he could without getting booted out of the White House.
I hear you. I'll say this.
Look at it from that perspective either.
Right. I'll say this. No, I know he was met with a lot of what's the word? Not backlash, but
adversities.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say this. In a hypothetical world, right? If Huey Newton was running for president, I'd have voted for him. Right? If Eldridge Cleaver was running for president, I would have voted for him. Right? So I just didn't agree with his politics. And that's just what it is. It don't have nothing to do with the overall opinion of black people.
I'm just talking about black people in general. That's why I said it don't matter.
I understood exactly what you said. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I'm just making that point.
Oh, okay.
And I think for me, had he not been elected, it would have been years before anybody even thought or even tried to run or even had the backing that he had to be in that position, because that's just how we do each other. Like, but again, so whether you agree with his policies or not, I'm glad that he was in office to get the first out of the way. So that somebody who comes behind them, can do additional, because some of the stuff that, as you call him, Orange is the New Dumbass, did while he was in office, he could have never done, ever. Like if he even thought about it, it would have been like, get his ass out of here.
So let me get your opinion on this. Let me get your opinion on this. If Obama was in office and the House and the Senate were both Democrat at the time that he was in office, hypothetically speaking, do you truly believe that he would have done more? And I'm not even saying, I'm not even going to say for black people. I'm just going to say, do you believe he would have done exponentially more while in office?
I'm not going to say exponentially, but he would have done more because it would have been easier to get his agenda through. What that agenda is, I'm not going to say, but it would have been easier to get his agenda through. It was a fight for everything. And then with people not knowing politics, a lot of his stuff ended up having to be executive orders, which were not bills and set in place. So when the Orange is the New Dumbass came in, he could just wipe that shit away with no problems because it's an executive order. So now I'm the executor, so it's gone.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It all goes back to not knowing the rules of the game. I saw people that year, and it was more people of color that went out and voted, true, but they don't know the rules of the game. They didn't know that you need the House and the Senate to be on the same accord with your president for him to be able to do anything. I heard a lady, she went in, she was old, and I give it to her. She might not have known, but again, she went in there. She peeked out the booth and said, hey, I voted for the president. That's all I wanted to do. Do I have to mark any more of these? Like, literally, that's people's thought process in that whole thing because they don't know. They don't know what different levels of government means. Like, we used to have the conjunction, junction, what's your function? And I'm just a bill to teach people what these things were and the three levels of government on the bigger level so that you know all of that stuff. And kids don't know none of that stuff now.
Yeah, we grew up learning that. True.
They don't know none of that stuff now. If you ask them the three branches of government, they can't tell you.
No idea.
Now let me ask this. So, and the reason I asked the question about do you think more would have been done is because I've watched situations where Democrats themselves are infighting against each other. So that's one of the reasons why I asked that question. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
But you want me to tell you why they can play that game? They can play that game because we don't know that we're in charge of who's in that seat. So if you don't like what they do, because they're supposed to represent the people at the end of the day. So if you're not representing what I want you to represent, just know if we were in one accord, your ass is going to be out that seat next time it comes. And then you would do what you're supposed to do. But you can play that game because we don't know the truth of what the rules are.
I think we should have a show about politics, government, and the ins and outs. Because you have people, like you said, people should recognize that the government works for us. But you have some people who don't even believe in the electoral process and think that it's all rigged. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's
another show.
Another show, yeah.
Like you said.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Initially, I was saying that I wanted to start a couple of months ahead of election time, starting a series of talking about the different levels of government so that people can watch it and understand like what affects what, who controls what, so that by the time election time comes, you know what everything affects from the top to the bottom. And then you can vote more effectively. But until that happens, it's kind of like, and especially with our young people, because some of them don't know what the electoral college is. They like,
no, they don't.
All I know is I voted and my vote don't count. Really?
Well,
I don't understand how they got 22 of the votes and then they got 5 of the vote. They don't understand where none of those numbers come from, how they play into each other. And then even the more president part is the lower level stuff, like your judges, your sheriffs, and those other elected officials that directly affect where you stay, and the people that are sentencing your cousin and whoever, or the police officers and chiefs that are telling and directing the police that are in your neighborhoods on how to conduct business with you and your family members. They don't understand none of that.
That was the point I was trying to make about the state and local level, voting on that level, because those are things that directly impact people and people that I know and where I'm from, those things impact my people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Yeah, we got to get into it. So, FACKTgoddess, be ready for some facts.
I will. The fact is, black is right. No,
my God.
okay. But actually, speaking on the election, that happened during COVID, and black people did come out still, even though President Obama wasn't running this time. I mean, you know about the history that Fulton County made, and it was a lot of effort put into encouraging people to vote.
I'm sorry.
What?
That thug Warnock, is that what you're talking about?
No, I was actually talking about.
No, I'm talking about this. I know. Now look, I like Stacey Abrams, right? Stacey Abrams run for something. You said Stacey.
You'll call her a pair of tennis shoes, girl.
You call that girl a pair of shoes and a shirt. Nah, Stacey Abrams, if she run for anything, I fucks with Stacey Abrams. But I was being funny because the Caucasoid that owned the women's team, Kelly Loeffler, she used to make the commercial. She like, that thug Warnock. I just thought that was funny as hell, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's called him a thug, all type of shit.
And listen, y'all, it was so funny the way that they played that commercial where it was saying, and they would bleep out the word, but they had it in the caption, right? And it was a 4-letter word, and it started with an F, and I was like, is he saying fuck the government? And I was like,
they was working. Look, the Loeffler campaign was working. Do you hear me? Well, she kept calling Famo a thug. She was calling dude all type of names. I was like, this Yankee funny than a motherfucker. Boy.
Man. And then, and it was so bad, he had to come out and he was toting puppies and stuff. And he's like, I love puppies.
Yeah, he was like,
I was like, what?
My father fought for this country, and I want you to understand. Like, he had to go through a whole character, saving his character, because she had put so much, like, propaganda is so strong these days.
Yeah.
They're so tough. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah. But I like Warnock, and I like Stacey Abrams, too. I do like Keisha Bottoms, but I don't understand why she just gave all that money to the police for the new budget. But I don't know. That's another conversation.
Well, she ain't about to be there. She said she's not running.
I know. They talking about some dude named Kasim Kalolo.
He was the previous mayor.
He gonna run again.
That's what he said.
Okay.
My sister and my brother-in-law, they really into politics. They be educating me on these Georgia politicians.
He went to Howard.
Oh, okay.
So you already know. You already know. You are. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You already know where the vote is going.
You already LOL.
Floyd. Beautiful.
That's beautiful. That just commented.
Beautiful.
Huh?
Beautiful just commented.
He said LOL.
Who is? From the comment thing that day. Oh, right on.
So, do you have an I love you butt tonight, ma'am?
Nope.
I love you, but you can't win the game if you don't know the rules.
I do have an I love you, but.
Okay. Floyd, did you want to do something before she I love you, but?
I can wait.
Oh, okay.
I love you, but for the love of God, stand by, hold up, encourage, and protect your black people. Because white ain't always right.
Okay, then.
Yeah. And on that note,
I just want to clarify something. This is from a few shows ago.
Uh-huh.
I had somebody make a statement to me that said that I made light of domestic violence. It was the episode where I was like, instead of you beating on your partner, you should fuck it out. Remember when I said that?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we can go back to that show, because we do have receipts, because we record this shit.
Uh-huh.
So if anyone who saw...
Uh-oh. Hello?
Hold on, we can't hear you.
You're gone.
Okay, now we hear you. Okay. No, we can hear you now.
Your voice was.
My fault. My sister called me. She must don't know I'm recording. So I just want to say, I very much recall saying that I don't make light of anything. I said, if we are looking for alternatives, then putting your hands on somebody, you can fuck it out. Now, maybe I was a little brash in my words, but that's who I am. I think I would rather make love, beat it up, than beat the person up. So I would never make light of domestic violence, and I'm a child of domestic violence. Come on, fam. So we don't do that. That's not what this show is about. You know, so I just wanted to clarify that. So we don't do that. We offer healthy alternatives to less than ideal situations. And that's about it. So I hope that clarified it for you.
Bam, you gonna get up off my co-host.
I don't do that. Yeah, that kind of grinded my gears.
I see. Your whole face changed.
Okay, but don't have your gears grinded. It's just that it could be people out there that felt like you were making light of it.
No, I get it. But the point I'm trying to make is I was very clear in the podcast as I was saying it that I would never make light of it and that this was an alternative, right? I was very clear on that because I do understand how sensitive that situation can be. You know, that's I would never do that. I'm an advocate for things like that. I would never do that. Never. Like I don't whoop ass for people who was in abusive relationships. Like I don't play that. Like I don't do that. I'm the guy, if I'm in the mall and I see a man putting his hands on a woman, I'm gonna whoop his ass. Like I'm not even gonna have no conversation because it ain't no reason for you to put your hands on no woman. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't no. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. God bless you.
And it is now clear. Crystal. All right. So I said we had an announcement tonight, and we do. So as of when we got on tonight, we were available on Spreaker, Spotify, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSavin. And in a couple of days, we'll also be available on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and Castbox. We about to be international in this thing.
Butt Naked Radio.
So,
that's what's up.
Y'all, I forgot one of the things I started doing with COVID. I started doing TikTok. So do y'all a TikTok when all them other ones come.
Now you freezing.
Top in. I'm freezing now.
I can see
you.
Oh, but I'm gonna start so I can do the point. Pop for all the places that our podcast is available. Y'all gonna get that.
There you go.
Y'all go get this work. Y'all go get this work.
Be ready. I might do a twerk. I'm just kidding. I ain't been twerk. Why you looking like that, fat goddess?
I just bucked my eyes. That's all.
I'm saying, why'd you buck your eyes?
I don't really know that twerking is necessary.
When is twerking not necessary?
On the podcast.
Situations where twerking is not necessary.
Huh?
What ship are you connecting it to? Maybe that'll make it better for me.
The twerk ship.
Get this work ship.
Okay.
Anyhow.
If
all right, so that
high, you might fall off the ship.
What?
He said if you twerk too hard, you might fall off the ship.
Fall off the ship.
I got good grips.
If you right on.
And I ain't gonna go down. I ain't gonna go down too low because I ain't got them mega knees no more. I need a knee transplant for the mega knees. I don't got them no more. So we ain't gonna dip down too far. We're gonna drop it like it's lukewarm and not like it's hot.
And moving right along.
All right, so that concludes our show for the evening. Thank you all for joining us as we do our best to give you the content that you deserve. Feel free to keep the conversation going below in the comments. We do look forward to reading them and we respond. Thank you for everyone tonight who commented. Y'all were very active tonight and we like that. Make sure to watch the videos previously and any that you have missed, go back and look at. And if you have not, thumbs up the video, like, share, comment, tell a friend and tell a friend, subscribe, and click the notification bell. So see you next week on GoddeSShips. And we trying this again this week because every ship matters.
All ships are not the same.
And life is lived on ships.
I'm about to go watch that Suge Avery clip from The Color Purple. Speak, Lord.
Good night. Don't pay attention to FloydGod. Good night.